great performances is made possible by the National Endowment for the Arts, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by annual financial support from viewers like you, and by Deluxe Corporation, providing checks, business forms, and electronic payment systems for your world. Deluxe Corporation. Special funding for this program was provided by the Marvin H. Davidson Foundation, the Ira and Leonore Gershwin Philanthropic Fund, the Blanche and Irving Laurie Foundation, and the Judy and Michael Steinhardt Foundation.
It's a lot of tunes, but there's only one ending.
Yeah.
Itzhak Perlman, in the Fiddler's House, will continue after this important message from your friends in public television.
Good evening. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight for Itzhak Perlman in the Fiddler's House. What an exciting program, a great cultural look at the community, and great music. So please give us a call during our spring membership drive. It's a spring musical medley here at WGVU, WGVK-TV. And this is the time of year when we come to you and ask you to pledge your financial support for the programs that you watch here on channels 35 and 52. And this is a great program. It's a special. Itzhak Perlman loved the world around, a great violinist. And he was on Letterman recently playing the same music that you're hearing tonight. And you're watching the whole program right here on viewer-supported public television for West Michigan, WGVU. Our numbers are 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. And we have the American Society of Women Accountants with us tonight in the studio. We want to keep them very busy tonight. They've given up their Wednesday evening to answer phones for us. We have a few phones going right now, but we'd like to get all 12 of them ringing off the hook. Why, you may ask? Why even bother with this? Well, this is the most efficient way and cost-effective way for us to come to you and ask for your support of our station. We are commercial-free. 63% of our funding does come from our viewers, so you can see how important it is to get those calls coming in. Let's do a quick update on our goal board. We're reaching towards that goal of $305,000, and we are almost up to $170,000. Now, we kind of set a mini goal tonight of $175,000, and I know that we have a wonderful, a large group of classical music fans in West Michigan, and we'd like to hear from you tonight. If you haven't called in, if you're not one of the 2,371 new or renewing members, please make that call right now. It's time for you to join or to renew your membership. Now, with me in the studio tonight is Ralph Lagerwell, and hey, you got some great tapes there to talk about.
We do. You were talking about all these classical music fans, and we certainly do have some music that they should enjoy as what we call a little premium to encourage you for some pledges. Again, we're accepting pledges of any amount. If you can only afford $10, $15, for goodness sakes, call us up and pledge. Don't be shy about that thing, because it's all these little things that add up. But for some of you that can see your way clear to get some bigger numbers, we have a couple videotapes here. The first one is Les Miserables. This is a performance that was done over in the Royal Albert Hall over in England. And basically this, it's just a star-studded cast that performed this thing. And it is absolutely beautiful. The music is absolutely wonderful. And of course the play is classic, Les Miserables. If you can see your way clear to do $150, and you can either do it all at once, put it on your credit card, or if you want to, you can break it down to so much a month. So for a $150 pledge, we can do the Les Miserables. And also, if you would prefer, we have another tape that's called Nature's Serenade. It's actually a Reader's Digest tape, and this is the complete Four Seasons work by Vivaldi. This one, we're looking for a pledge of $120, and then you can choose this premium if you would like. This is really neat music. Basically, the Four Seasons, and it goes through the spring and the summer and the different music. And if you sit and listen to this, you just feel like you're there. You can hear yourself next to a little stream or whatever in the season. So let's get those phones ringing. We've still got some ladies from these accountants that are sitting here. 774-8300, 1-800-424-9494. Our station now, between cable and everything, is going all over Western Michigan. So if Grand Rapids is not a local call for you, feel very free to use our 800 number. Let's go back over. Joyce, you going to tell them some more?
I was answering a programming question, but I also want to say Two hellos. One is to Craig Moulton, a colleague of mine. Thanks, Craig, for calling in your pledge, and we appreciate that. And also Deanna from Comstock called in and is a new member. So thanks to all the new members who have called in. Welcome to public television here in West Michigan. And to those of you who it's time for you to renew, make that call right now. 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. As I said, we have the American Society of Women Accountants in the studio tonight, and now we'd like to hear from another supporter of public television.
Because it is a dangerous situation that we're entering upon, because it is 2,000 degrees. A side effect of that is I get to watch so close this wonderful metal, this kind of this orange, hot orange. I'm right there. To me, heritage means a sense of place, a place that has been here since, as far as I'm concerned, infinity, and to know that I'm a part of that. What my father contributed to my life as it is now is a firm foundation about appreciation of Pueblo life and what we have here. I love process. I really love to know why things happen, why people think the way they do, and for some reason PBS gives me a lot of that. When I first received this stone, it was pretty flat and gray actually, and I had to sit with it for about a month before I could really carve into it. It told me that it wanted to be what it is, so we're in partnership. It's usually what the stone wants is what I do. The quality in production appeals to me because of its high creative value. And I always know when I watch something on PBS that someone took the time and effort and heart to produce such a program. The programs require integrity and trust. I think PBS every day takes a risk and trusts that the work they're doing is going to have some kind of a good effect on people. I owe everything to the people who were born before me, my relatives, people who kept both the Tiwa and Tewa traditions alive, so I have to live a good life for them.
Okay, a great testimonial for the support of public television. And also, some people are not quite sure what level to pledge. We leave that up to you. We want you to pledge whatever amount is comfortable for you. But may we suggest at the $35 level or more, we will send along to you our monthly program guide, which is called Showplace. This lists all of our TV program descriptions and also our sister stations, WGVU, AM and FM, those daily listings as well. So if you pledge $35 or more, we will make sure that every month you receive Showplace magazine or program guide. And if you are not getting this but you used to, that's a pretty good indication that your membership has lapsed and it's time for you to pledge again. 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. We have a lot of phone activity right now. I think that's a good sign that West Michigan likes Itzhak Perlman. So we thank you for those calls coming in, and we want to keep them coming throughout the evening. Coming up after this at 9 o'clock is Mozart by the Masters. Great music, more of that to come. So please make that call. Want to point out again, we're approaching $170,000 tonight. We'd like to get up to $175,000. That's a mini goal that we've set. Every call that comes in, every dollar that's pledged, takes us closer to that goal. And actually, we're doing very well this drive. Just to give you a gauge of how we're doing, much better than last year, and we thank you for that. People are very generous here in West Michigan, and they're showing us that they value public television and the programs that we air and the events that we have and the services that we provide, and are willing to place a financial commitment on that. So again, those numbers are 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. I'm going to see who's calling in, Ralph, and what else do you have to tell?
Okay, Joyce, as we've said before, we're really willing to accept pledges of any amount, and don't feel shy if you can only afford $10 or $20. They will all help. $35 will get you your basic membership, and we'll mail you the Showplace guide. Some people can afford to do a little bit more, and the people at Pietro's restaurants have been extremely kind to us, and they are offering a special dinner to help us raise funds. This dinner is going to be on April 1st, and it's going to be at the new Pietro's restaurant, which is up on Northland Drive. And if you can see your way clear to pledge $180, put it on your credit card, then basically we will not give you one, but 2 tickets to this gourmet dinner. And I have the menu here in front of me. It is a multi 8 course dinner. complete with wines and salads and appetizers, and the main course sounds absolutely delicious. It's a grilled veal pork chop that they put this cherry sauce over. It's making my mouth water. I feel like Pavlov's dog standing here. But basically, if you can see your way clear to pledge $180, we will get you 2 tickets to this dinner. So give us a call, 774-8300. And as I've said earlier, we are also looking for numbers of pledges. We want to get to $175,000 tonight, but we're at 2,371 people. Many hands make light work. Call in with those pledges, whatever you can afford. If it's $10, $25, $35, $100, or if you can see your way clear to $180. What we would like to do is not only get to $175,000 tonight, but we'd also like to get to 2,400 people that are supporting our station. This is where the majority of our money comes from. This is how we can afford to stay commercial free. We have to have our members out there pledging. And as Joyce mentioned, it should be an annual membership. So if you've come to the end of your year, you're not getting the guide anymore, give us a call and renew your pledge. Okay, we want to get back to the Itzhak Perlman show. I know you guys are enjoying it. We're enjoying it here in the studio. We want to get up and start dancing with red buttons. But let's take it back to the Itzhak Perlman show right now. And thank you very much.
The word klezmer means in Hebrew instruments of song.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I'm Joyce Irvin from the promotion department here at WGVU, WGVK-TV. So glad you could join us tonight for Itzhak Perlman in the Fiddler's House. Great music on this Wednesday night. We want you to stay with us though, because coming up is Mozart by the Masters, another great program here on WGVU, WGVK-TV. We're in our spring membership drive. It's a spring musical medley here on channels 35 and 52. Wonderful programs lined up for you. We want to do a little updating for you right now. Our goal is $305,000, and great, we're over the $170,000 mark. Ralph and I are trying to get to $175,000 tonight. It's a mini goal that we've set, and also up to 2,400 new or renewing members. Won't you make that call right now? Why, you may ask? Well, this is a time of year when we come to you and ask you to pledge your financial support for the programs that you watch here on channels 35 and 52. We are viewer-supported public television. We're a community service, part of Grand Valley State University, and we serve from Big Rapids to Ludington, along the lakeshore, Muskegon, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, and the Metro Grand Rapids area. If you're in there, if you're watching us, whether it's on your cable system or on your antenna, we need to hear from you right now. It's real quiet right now. We want to get those phones ringing, because in the studio with us tonight is the American Society of Women Accountants. They've given up their Wednesday night to join us, and this is part of their volunteer efforts. And in a moment, we'll be interviewing their president. But boy, we need to get those phones ringing. Well, it's eerily quiet in the studio, and we don't like to hear things like that. We like to hear those phones ringing. Remember that there are tax benefits to take advantage of, and lots of good reasons. We have some thank you gifts that Ralph will be telling you about in a moment. And a lot of people pledge because it makes them feel good knowing that they are contributing to public television, and that it makes better viewing for them and their families. So make that call right now, just as this person is doing. We have about 12 lines here waiting for your call. And it just takes a moment. We need to get your phone number, your name, your address, how much you would like to pledge, and how you'd like to pay for it. You can pay by check, on the installment plan, by credit card, whatever is easiest for you. And don't worry about the amount. Whatever fits comfortably into your budget, well, then that's the amount that we want you to pledge. Whether it's $10 total, $10 a month, $180 for the Pietro's Trattoria dinner tickets, whatever the case may be, we need to hear from you right now. We're trying to get to $175,000 tonight. With your call right now, we'll be able to do that. Our numbers again are 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. We want to get a lot of calls coming in, because we certainly want to get back to our uninterrupted programming, and that's what we feel we do best here. So help us out. out, make that call right now, whatever's comfortable for your budget. Now with me in the studio tonight is Ralph Lagerwell. He's a long-standing volunteer with WGVU, and he's got some great videotapes to tell you about, and I'm going to see who's calling in.
Okay, Joyce, you do that, and we've got, the phones are starting to ring a little bit. Apparently we've got some good classic music fans here. And for those of you who are interested in classic music, we've tried to do something to encourage you to pledge. We have what we call premiums, and a couple very good ones that we've got to offer right now. If you can see your way clear to pledge $150 to renew your membership to public television, we have a wonderful video of a performance that was done over in London at the Royal Albert Hall of Les Miserables. It's a star-studded performance for those of you who are into classics. There's far too many people to mention, but this is an absolutely wonderful video, and you'll thoroughly enjoy this performance. So if you can see your way clear to pledge $150, just call those numbers and we'll get this video off to you. Or if you can't quite go $150, we have another offer of a videotape that's called Nature's Serenade. And this one was actually put together as part of a Reader's Digest series. And what this is the Four Seasons by Vivaldi. And it gives you a video, so you get the beautiful scenery that goes along with it. But this music is so wonderful that if you just close your eyes, you can imagine your own scenery. So it's really kind of a very nice video if you can see your way clear to $120. But basically, we are trying to get our numbers up here. We are trying to get to $175,000 tonight. Actually, our total goal is $305,000, and if we can find some way to jump up to this whole thing, we're out of here, folks. So if you want to get us off the air, just call up and give us some big pledges. But basically, many hands make light work. Call up with your $10 pledge, your $25 pledge, your basic $35 pledge, and these all add up, and this is how we're going to do it. We also want to try to get to 2,400 people tonight. We've got 15 to go. The phones have been ringing. I think we're going to make it. So let's call up those numbers, 774-8300, 1-800-424-9494. And this time of the year, when everybody's thinking about their taxes, there are some wonderful tax benefits to donating to public television, because this station is owned by Grand Valley State University. So your contributions to this station are extremely deductible. You not only get the normal deduction on the thing, but talk to these people like these accountants that we've got working for you tonight, and in a lot of cases the state will actually give you tax credits. So it's a good deal. Call your pledges in, 774-8300, 1-800-424-9494. If you can say your way clear to do $150, we'll do the Les Miserables, or if you can't, at $120, we'll do the Nature's Serenade. We've got these lady accountants here tonight, and Joyce would like to tell you some more about that group.
I sure would. With me in the studio is the chapter president of the American Society of Women Accountants. This is Rosa Staven. Welcome. Thank you so much.
Very nice to be here, Joyce.
Thanks for answering phones for us tonight. You can hold that.
Okay.
Tell us what your organization is all about.
Our organization was founded back in 1943. Our chapter here was in Grand Rapids, and we're the American Society of Women Accountants. We, much more or less, it's an organization to enable the professional development of accounting students and professional women in accounting, and much more or less for their future growth. So we much more or less have this volunteer program that we like to come and assist down here, and to much more or less project our organization so that women know that somebody is out there that does care.
So how long have you been answering phones for Channel 35?
This is our 4th year. We normally do it in the fall, but this is our first spring participation.
You avoid the spring because of the tax season?
Yes, most of us are pretty busy, yes.
Okay, well, we hope to keep you busy tonight. And any big projects that your group has coming up?
Yes, we do have our annual Public Relations Dinner, which is a very special event for our organization, and that is going to be on April the 30th. It's on a Tuesday at Duba's Restaurant, and it's going to be a forum on women and their involvement in politics. So if you're interested, please come and join us. Give us a call.
Thanks so much, Rosa, and thanks to your group. Again, the numbers to call are 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. When you call, you'll be talking to a member of the American Society of Women Accountants. And give us a call right now. It's real quiet, but we need to hear from you. We've set that mini goal of $175,000 and 2,400 new or renewing members. Our numbers again, 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. Just some quick things. We're hearing from Eileen in Grand Rapids, David in Vicksburg, renewing member, Kentwood, and also Grand Rapids. Thanks so much for calling in. These are all renewals. Pat from Grand Rapids, good to hear from you. The women accountants are here ready to take your call. We've got some great thank you gifts, great tax benefits that you can take advantage of when you're doing your return for next year. Lots of good reasons for calling in. Remember, this is viewer-supported public television here in West Michigan. Whether you are in Big Rapids or Muskegon, along the lake shore, south of Grand Rapids in Kalamazoo, Allegan, wherever you are, we are a community service for you. And we do invite you to call in right now, whether it's a new membership or whether you are renewing your membership. And we just need some basic information. It takes a moment of your time. We ask for your name and phone number, how much you'd like to pledge, and how you would like to make that pledge. You can put it on your credit card, Visa, American Express, MasterCard Discover. You can pay by check. You can put that on the installment plan, quarterly, bi-monthly, whatever works best for you. We try to be real flexible about that. But the important part is that you do make that call, because when you do, you're telling us that you support public television. Let's go back to Ralph, and we'll see who else is calling in.
Okay, Joyce, thank you very much. We've got a couple other premiums to offer you. Actually, the one is not really so much a premium, but our basic membership is we look at as a $35. A funny thing about that, huh? Channel 35, now we're channel 35 and 52. But for our basic $35 membership, we offer you a subscription, I guess you could say, because you get this for a year up to the Showplace program guide. And some of you may have the TV guides and things, but this gives you a really detailed explanation of each of the shows, makes you in a position to more intelligently decide what shows that you want to watch, what shows you want your family to watch. The other extreme, $35 pledge gets you the Showtime thing. The other extreme is Pietro's Restaurant is offering us a very special dinner. If you can see your way clear to do a $180 pledge, we're going to get you 2 tickets to this dinner on April 1st, and it is absolutely a gourmet feast. Okay, tonight we are kind of doing a classic. Our classic programming tonight, we have seen Itzhak Perlman, and now we're going to do a real show as far as Mozart concert is concerned, and this should just be absolutely wonderful. I mean, who am I to talk about Mozart? But these performers are absolutely wonderful, so stay tuned.
Funding for closed caption programs provided by Quota International of Grand Rapids. Quota serves the local and global community with emphasis on service for persons who are deaf and hard of hearing, while providing members with opportunities for personal and professional growth. We would like to thank Jay's, Pepsi-Cola, and Archway for providing our volunteers with refreshments during our Spring Musical Medley 96 membership drive. These companies are proud to support WGVU, WGVK, channels 35 and 52.
Special funding for this program was provided by the Marvin H. Davidson Foundation, the Ira and Leonore Gershwin Philanthropic Fund, the Blanche and Irving Laurie Foundation, and the Judy and Michael Steinhardt Foundation. Great Performances is made possible by the National Endowment for the Arts, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by annual financial support from viewers like you. And by Deluxe Corporation, providing checks, business forms, and electronic payment systems for your world. Deluxe Corporation.
Hello, thanks so much for tuning in tonight for Itzhak Perlman in the Fiddler's House. Hope you enjoyed this program. We enjoyed bringing it to you. And right now, we want you to go to your phones, make a call of financial support to channels 35 and 52. We are viewer-supported public television, and this is our spring musical medley. It's our pledge drive time of year when we come to you and ask you to either renew your membership or to become a new member. Perhaps you're new to the area and you haven't yet signed up to be a member of channels 35 and 52. Well, right now is a perfect time to do so. We want you to stay with us. We'll be going to a program called Mozart by the Masters. More great classical music lined up for you on this Wednesday evening. In the studios with us, we have the American Society of Women Accountants. They've given up their Wednesday evening to come and answer phones for us, so we certainly want to make sure that they get a lot of calls tonight. Our goal is $305,000, and we are reaching for a mini goal tonight of reaching $175,000. So we were also shooting for 2,400 new and renewing members, and we've reached that. So now we set another mini goal of 2,450 new or renewing members. Won't you make that call right now at 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494.
The Steelcase Foundation is proud to support the quality programs seen on WGVU, WGVK. Steelcase, where being a good neighbor is just as important as being a good company.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible in part by a grant from Delta Dental Plan of Michigan, whose employees are proud to support the quality programming seen on WGVU TV 35 and WGVK TV 52. Delta Dental Plan of Michigan.
Well, while you're still tapping your foot to the sounds of Itzhak Perlman, please make that call right now. Why, you may ask? Well, as you know, public television is viewer-supported, and as I said, this is a time of year in spring, during March, when we come and ask you for your pledges of support. Remember that there are great tax advantages that you can benefit from, and also we try to make this very easy for you. When you call, we ask for your name and phone number and address, and how you'd like to pledge and what amount you'd like to pledge. Now, you can put that pledge on a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover. You can pay on the installment plan, quarterly, monthly, whatever works best for you, or you can pay by check. We really do try to make it real easy. Many people are concerned about what level to pledge. Don't worry about that. Whatever amount is comfortable for you. Ralph will be telling you in a moment about some thank you gifts, and those are some suggested levels for you. But whatever fits into your budget, that's the amount that we'd like you to pledge. The important part, though, is that you actually make the call and let the American Society of Women Accountants know tonight that you would like to make your pledge. I was looking through the calls coming in, a lot of new members during this evening, a lot of renewing members. So if you haven't yet become a member of channels 35 and 52, we definitely want to hear from you tonight. Again, a quick update here. We're going towards a mini goal of $175,000. We're up to almost $172,000, and your calls coming in right now will help us reach our goal. With me in the studio tonight is Ralph Lagerwell, a great volunteer of the station, and he's been telling us all evening about some wonderful thank you gifts, and great job on Les Mis. A lot of people called in for that videotape. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a wonderful tape, and actually we're going to get to that in a little bit. What we wanted to tell you about this first time is why do we need people to call in as far as for public television. As you probably realize, we don't have sponsors on public television. Now, we have some people that we call corporate underwriters, and you saw a note before about Steelcase, and you saw Delta Dental, and those people are called corporate underwriters. But this is not like seeing a commercial on television. Our money comes from our public viewers, and so we need people like you to call in and give us your support. We need you to, because without our viewer-supported, well, that's why we call ourselves viewer-supported public television. And basically, we need the money from you. We get a little bit of money from the university. Our license is actually owned by Grand Valley State University, and you can see 9% comes from there. We get 9% from corporations like Steelcase and Delta Dental. The 19% that we have historically enjoyed from the federal government, that's the money that you guys have all heard about is drying up. We are going to have to fill that gap in. Maybe we'll get a little bit more from some of the corporations. We probably won't get any more from the university, but basically the membership is obviously our easiest one to grow because that is 63%. And at 63% represents a lot of members here in Western Michigan. As I've said 1,000 times, many hands make light work. Our basic membership is a $35 pledge, but if you can't see your way clear to do $35, don't worry about it. Call us, give us your $10, give us your $20. That's fine. And if it's more convenient to you, we sure appreciate your $120 pledges, but if it's more convenient for you to do it $10 a month, we will do a time payment plan for you. And we can put it on a time installment plan. You don't pay any interest on that. If you prefer, put it on your credit card, and you can do it that way. So basically, we're trying to make it real easy. Just pick up the phone, call at 774-8300, or if that's a Grand Rapids number, and so if you're down in Kalamazoo or Battle Creek or up in Muskegon, give us a call at 1-800-424-9494. Okay, Joyce has got some more things to tell you about.
Surprise!
Surprise.
I get to talk about Les Mis. Actually, this is a wonderful performance. It was on at the very beginning of our pledge drive, and 250 of the cast members from around the world, 17 of the Jean Valjeans were on stage singing that part. An incredible performance. We have it on videotape for you for a pledge of $150. It was a wonderful performance, and we'd like to share this with you. So if $150 fits into your budget, please give us a call right now. This has been very popular tonight. A lot of people are asking for this, and it's a VHS format. I believe it's about 2.5 hours long. Actually, it's 155 minutes, which is 2.5 hours, and $150. You know, we like to share our thoughts with you about pledging to public television. We also have some others that would like to share their thoughts. Why don't we now go to hear one of those?
I feel public television is important because that's where we get consistently good, high caliber television for our viewers, for not only older people but also for younger people. I never watched soap operas. I was never in the right age group or the right time period to watch soap operas. But once I saw my first Upstairs at the Downstairs, I was hooked, and have been a faithful watcher of public broadcasting ever since. I enjoy the cooking shows, the Master Chef program, Frugal Gourmet, Good Time Cooking. All of the home shows, particularly This Old House, are a couple of my favorites I don't want to miss during the week. I think public television is worthy of viewer support because people need to continue with the support of that, or we're going to have a real downfall in the educational components of television in America.
Okay, thank you very much. You can see we've got community support from all sorts of different organizations. Public television is viewer-supported public television, and it's television for the viewers. We like to hear feedback from you people on which shows you like and which shows you don't. Now, because we are a public television station and because our license, there's the word I'm looking for, is held by Grand Valley State University, basically there are some good tax benefits to doing this. And we have one little example that if you are filing a 1996 joint tax return, and obviously everybody's situation is different, so all we can do is an example. But as an example, between two people, you had $40,000 in income, you gave us $120, your net cost is going to only be $42, more than nothing, actually. I mean, it's a $42 cost instead of $120. And one of the reasons for that is because basically the state of Michigan gives you a tax credit. The voice is going. A tax credit, and that's on pledges all the way up to $400. You get it 50%. So in other words, instead of sending the money to the state of Michigan, you get to send the money to us, and we get to buy programs that you people want to watch. And so, as I say, there's a tremendous tax benefit to this. It's real easy. Give us a call, 774-8300, 1-800-424-9494. You don't have to make it a $120 pledge, although we try to make that easy. If you want to do a $120 pledge and it's easier for you to do like $10 a month, that's fine. Just tell us you want to put it on an installment plan. We will remind you every month, and we can kind of go from there. So, okay, Joyce, what else have we got going?
Okay, well, one of my favorite parts of doing this is seeing where our viewers are from. Of course, we serve all of West Michigan, and tonight we're hearing from Greenville, new member, renewed member from Grand Rapids, And also another renewing member from Hudsonville. That Les Mis tape I was talking about is very popular tonight, so let me repeat that we do have a VHS copy of Les Mis. It's 155 minutes. During this performance, there were 250 cast members on stage. It was filmed or taped at the Royal Albert Hall, and 17 of the Jean Valjeans were on stage at one time singing. A very powerful performance. I was glued to the TV when I was watching it, and this is available for a pledge of $150. So if Les Mis is one of your favorite musicals, then you can watch it at your convenience. I also want to tell you that at the $35 level, we have our monthly program guide called Showplace, and we try hard to let you know what's happening every month with our programs. We also have our WGVU AM and FM program listings in here as well. Now, if you used to get Showplace and you're not anymore, that's a pretty good indication that your membership has lapsed, so we encourage you to call in and renew your pledge. With us in the studio, the American Society of Women Accountants. They're taking your calls. Thank you so much for calling in. We're going to a program called Mozart by the Masters. We invite you to stay with us for that. Mozart certainly has some wonderful pieces. We're looking forward to hearing those. Trying to get to that mini goal of $175,000, and thanks to 2,400 new and renewing members who have called in. That's great. We need to hear from a lot more of you, though. If you haven't done it yet, now's the perfect time. Please stay with us for Mozart by the Masters. Thank you.
Program support is provided by Bilmar Foods, home of Mr. Turkey and Sara Lee Premium Deli Meats. The employees of Bilmar Foods are proud to support WGVU WGVK. Bilmar Foods, home of Mr. Turkey and Sara Lee Deli Meats. From the Meyer Public Broadcast Center, this is WGVU WGVK TV, services of Grand Valley State University.
Mozart by the Masters was made possible by the financial support of viewers like you.
Don't go away. There's more comedy, much more music with Victor Borga, Pinka Zuckerman, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, and maybe I'll play a few notes. So stay with us.
The timeless classics of Mozart. You're watching it right here on viewer-supported public television, WGVU, WGVK TV. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joyce Irvin with you this evening during our spring membership drive. It's a spring musical medley, and this is the time of year when we come to you and ask you for your financial support of the programs that you enjoy watching on channels 35 and 52. Got some good news for you. Ralph and I are working towards a mini goal of $175,000 for the evening, and we're approaching that thanks to your generous pledges this evening. We have heard from 2,405 new and renewing members. To all of you, we say a very big thank you. And if you haven't called in yet, why not right now, this very moment, make that pledge of support. Now, if you're not quite sure how much to pledge, don't worry about that. Just determine whatever will fit into your budget, place a value on the programs that you watch. Perhaps you tune in once in a while, once a week, 7 nights a week, whatever the case may be. We do invite you to call in your pledge. There are tax benefits involved with it. A lot of people pledge because they know that they're supporting a good community service. Whatever your reason, make the call right now. Our numbers are 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. And as you're pondering what amount to pledge, I have a trivia question for you. In what movie was one of Mozart's symphonies featured in a movie about bicycling? If you know the answer, give us a call, let us know what you think, and we'll let you know what that is. But also, in the meantime, make that call of your pledge of support at 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. In the studio with us tonight is the American Society of Women Accountants, and they've come in on their Wednesday evening to help public television out. It's part of their volunteer efforts, and we welcome them to our studios, and we also want to welcome your calls. as you are enjoying Mozart by the Masters. This is an excellent program, some fine music, and it's the return of Itzhak Perlman. He's back after having been on about an hour ago. So great music that we're providing, and we're doing it because in the past, for the past 23 years actually, our viewers have come through and have supported us. We're in our 23rd year, and glad to be able to be of service to you, our viewers here in West Michigan. About 10% of those people who watch public television actually make a pledge of support. That's a tremendous number of people that actually do not pledge. So won't you be one of those that do? Encourage your neighbors and friends to pledge. We love hearing from you. We love hearing what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. Whatever the case may be, we really rely on your feedback. And one of those ways of providing feedback right now is by calling in at 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. We'll be going back to Mozart by the Masters in just a moment or so, but we also want to have Ralph Lagerwell, one of our long-standing volunteers here at channels 35 and 52, tell you some more about pledging. Ralph?
Okay, Joyce, thank you very much. We are accepting pledges, of course, of any amount, $5, $10, $50, our basic $35 membership. But some of you are in a position to help us out, and we can help you out with kind of a special premium tonight. If you can see your way clear to pledge $180, pardon my voice, this is getting worse. If you can see your way clear to pledge $180, Pietro's has a brand new restaurant up on Northland Drive. It's called Pietro's Trattoria, a restaurante, I should say. And what they're doing for us to help us raise money is on April 1st, 7 o'clock, they're going to have a special dinner. This is about an 8-course dinner with wines and appetizers. The main course is some beautiful veal chops. And basically, if you can pledge $180, we are going to send you 2 $50 tickets. The value each is $50 to that. So you're going to get 2 tickets to that dinner on April 1st. If you'll call in your pledge now for $180, put it on your credit card. And Joyce is busy over here checking our pledges, but let's go back to her and see what we've been getting as far as results.
Yeah, folks calling in from East Grand Rapids and Grand Rapids, both renewing members, and then several other folks on the phone right now. Now, if you're a lover of either classical music or perhaps Broadway music, this is a great tape that we have to offer as a thank you gift. It's the performance of Les Miserables that we had on earlier in the pledge drive. This is the one where there were 250 cast members, 17 Jean Valjeans on stage at one time, all singing their part. It's 155 minutes on a VHS format, and it's yours for a pledge of $150. It's been very popular tonight. Many people have called in for this particular thank you gift, and if you happen to have seen the program, you'll know how gripping it was, and I know I was glued to the TV while it was on, and now you can watch it whenever you like. Very powerful performance, and all of the most of the original cast members, including Colm Wilkinson. So make that call right now if it's the Les Mis VHS tape that you want. If you pledge at the $35 level, then we will send you every month Showplace program guide. $52, we have a WGVU TV coffee mug. Many ways of saying thank you through our premiums, but you know, the most important way that we can say thank you to you is by providing the programs that you enjoy watching. It's really as simple as that. The programs are commercial free. Besides, when we come to you during our membership drives, they're interruption free. And that is something that we ask you to place a value on, especially when it comes to your children's programs, business programs that are so in-depth, and now a program like this. You don't get to hear Mozart like this too often, but you're watching it right here on viewer-supported public television, WGVU, WGVK-TV. Again, the numbers are 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. A little bit ago, I asked some trivia. What movie was a great Mozart symphony featured in? It was about bicycling. Waiting for a few calls on that. In the meantime, make that call, which is your pledge of support in favor of the programs that you enjoy watching. We're trying to get up to $275,000 this evening. Your calls coming in one at a time will help us reach that goal. We have a lot of phone activity right now. It's going well, but we certainly would like to hear from you if you haven't made your renewed pledge or if you haven't become a new member yet during our spring membership drive. Make the call right now. Let's go over to Ralph and I'll see what else is happening.
Okay, Joyce, thank you. Remember, we're accepting pledges for any amount, but basically our basic membership is $35. And if you pledge $35, then basically we will mail you each month the Showplace Guide. And that's kind of our own little program guide. It gives you a more detailed explanation as far as what the programs are, what the content of the programs are. And if you've been getting this in the past and you've stopped, it's probably time to renew your membership because this is basically a one-year membership. Also, if you can see your way clear to do a $52 pledge, then we'd like to send you one of our Channel 35 coffee cups. It has Channel 3552 logo on one side, and on the other side it has where viewers come first. You can't see that part, but it's a beautiful coffee cup, and it's just kind of a thank you gift from us to you if you can do a $52 pledge. And that $52 pledge, you can do that so much a month if you need to, or put it on your credit card. We would certainly appreciate that. So basically, again, any pledge, we are trying to get ourselves up to 2,450 pledges tonight, but for a $52 pledge, we'll give you the coffee cup. Joyce?
And pledge whatever you want to get Ralph's voice back in action. We'll leave that amount up to you. Want to thank Helen from Grand Rapids for calling in and renewing her membership. Also new member Jean from Grand Rapids. Fred from Muskegon, new member, thank you. Also new member Robert and Neil from Grand Rapids, hi, thanks. More new members, Earl and Alice from Saugatuck, and Paul from Grand Rapids, and Abe from East Grand Rapids. So lots of folks calling in tonight, many people taking advantage of the Les Mis videotape for a pledge of $150. I mentioned earlier about the tax benefits. Don't take that or don't underestimate that. The state of Michigan is the only state in the country to offer a 50% tax credit on your pledge to public television. And basically what that means is that when you pledge, you're able to take a tax credit, and also you may be eligible for some federal deductions as well. We always encourage you to see your accountant when you're dealing with that, but when it comes time to fill out your 1996 income taxes, then you'll see some payback when it comes to the Michigan tax credit and also perhaps some federal deductions as well, and there's an example for you. Also, we want to remind you that 63% of our funding comes from our viewers. That's a significant amount of our budget. And when we say that only 10% of our viewers actually call in, we mean that it's only 10%. And we would certainly like to increase that as we're looking at decreased federal funding. So it's more important than ever that you call right now. And we encourage you to do so at 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. We'll be going back to more Mozart by the Masters. Call in, let us know if you like the VHS version of Les Mis for a pledge of $150, or if you just want to call and say thanks for public television. Let's go back to Mozart by the Masters.
.5 FM WGVU and the West Michigan Jazz Society present classic jazz in a classic setting. Held in the Royce Auditorium in Grand Rapids, the Classic Jazz Series is sponsored by Saturn of Grand Rapids and these Yamaha music dealers.
We're going to have a short intermission right now. So please take this opportunity to telephone us and let us know that you appreciate this kind of programming.
Well, it's been an evening of wonderful music, especially featuring Itzhak Perlman, and you're watching it right here on viewer-supported public television. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joyce Irvin, inviting you to call in and make a pledge of financial support during Channel 35 and 52's Spring Membership Drive. It's a spring musical medley here at WGVU, WGVK-TV, and if you haven't yet become a member, or if it's time for you to renew your membership, well, we welcome you and invite you to call in right now at 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. A little update for you here. We are reaching towards a goal of $305,000, and all night long we've been trying very hard to reach $175,000. Well, we're sort of close. We're at $173,068, and we have heard from 2,415 new and renewing members. A lot of new members calling in tonight. We're glad to see that. Actually, our membership continues to grow. Our viewership continues to grow. In any given week, we have about 250,000 people throughout West Michigan tuning in. But the sad part is that only about 10% of our viewers actually call in and make a pledge. So you can see how important your calls are. And if you ever thought that your call didn't make a difference, well, believe me, it truly does. Every call that comes in, every dollar that's pledged goes towards that goal that we've set. And that goal allows us to bring you more programs that you enjoy watching, and also the events that we do, and all of our other services. So make that call right now if you're enjoying Mozart by the Masters. If you tune in once a week, 7 times a week, if your kids tune in the morning, and perhaps you turn in for business programs, whatever the case may be, we sure would appreciate hearing from you. We're about halfway through our membership drive. We are reaching towards that goal of $305,000. We're well over halfway to that goal, but we certainly would like to hear from you if you haven't yet made a pledge. Our phone volunteers tonight are the American Society of Women Accountants. They've given up their Wednesday evening to join us in the studios to answer our calls, and we've had a good evening. A lot of folks have been taking advantage of the Les Mis VHS tape. It's about 2.5 hours long. It's for a pledge of $150. And it's a wonderful performance. We have a lot of thank you gifts that we'll be talking about throughout this break, and we will be going back to Mozart by the Masters. But we do want to take these few moments to tell you that your calls are important, and as we said, every dollar that's pledged helps us get closer to our goal. Again, the numbers are 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. Joining me in the studio tonight, it's been a pleasure to have Ralph Lagerwell. He's one of our volunteers, and Ralph, what do you have to tell them?
Thank you, Joyce. We're trying this voice thing. We're going to try it real silently this time. We'll find out if through the modern technology we can whisper and you guys can still hear us. Having a good time down here tonight. Our basic membership, $35, and if you'll send us $35, and it really doesn't even have to be all at once if you prefer to break it up, we will get you our membership to the station, and for that you will also get this show place guide. We send this just every month, and it will actually explain the programs in greater detail than what you see like in the TV guides. And we've had a lot of people calling tonight. We've been talking about these with people, and the detail in here is just absolutely wonderful. Get on the phone, 774-8300, 1-800-424-9494. We need your pledge. We don't have commercials on this television. For those of you that are new, some of those 25,000 people, you can realize that the reason we can afford to do this without commercials is because we do have these periodic membership breaks, and of course we have a few other fundraising events like our dinners and that type of thing. So let's not stretch this any further. Let's get you back from this gravelly voice and back over to Joyce.
Okay, thanks, Ralph. And as I said earlier, whatever amount you'd like to pledge to get him back on track, we certainly would welcome. But one of my favorite parts of this job is to see where all of our viewers are coming from. And tonight we're hearing from Grand Rapids and Holland and Kalamazoo. We've got some renewals, mostly renewals right now, but we did have a lot of new members calling in tonight. Now, when you do call, we'll ask for your name, your phone number, your address, the amount you'd like to pledge, and how you'd like to pledge. You can put your pledges on the installment plan, you can pay by check, or you can also put it on a credit card. We take American Express, Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. It's very easy. It just takes a moment of your time, and if you'd like a particular thank you gift, then you can indicate that as well. Now, sometimes your call may be answered by an answering machine, so if you leave that information, we'll be sure to get some paperwork out to you. Again, reaching towards the goal of $305,000. Getting close to $175,000 right now, so make sure you place that call and let us know that you support the station. We've been talking all night about good reasons to pledge. Why don't we now listen to another good reason from a supporter?
I think the most important thing to me is the fact that it is a real connection point for people in the community. It's nonprofit, so there's no one there behind it with a commercial profit motivation. It allows all of us who live in West Michigan to get a sense of a feeling that we're a part of this community, and allows a station to connect with us. I think that's very important. The affiliation with Grand Valley State University is also very important. The institution of higher education in West Michigan, appealing to everybody in West Michigan. It's very important for that affiliation to exist. I've been a part of the Chamber of Commerce for quite a while, and the Chamber of Commerce has just started a forum program on WGVU, and I think that's a good example of the kind of commitment GVU has to the community, to present issues in a format that people can view and again become even more a part of the community.
Okay, there you have one other opinion about pledging your support to public television. I do want to make a program note. A lot of folks have been calling in and asking about the rebroadcast of Les Miserables, and that was broadcast at the beginning of our pledge drive. We will be repeating it on the 19th of this month at 8 o'clock, so be sure to tune in for that, for a wonderful performance of Les Mis. And if you'd like to have your own VHS copy of it, we do have that for a pledge of $150, and it's 155 minutes, 250 cast members on stage, 17 Jean Valjeans singing the role at one time. It was an incredible performance, very gripping and powerful. And if you would like to pledge $150, we do have this on VHS for you. Tonight we're also hearing from Grand Rapids and Holland, renewing members. And boy, if you haven't called in yet, take advantage of these great folks from the American Society of Women Accountants who have come in for this Wednesday evening of musical programming to take your calls. We are at $173,068. We've heard from 2,415 new and renewing members. So to all of them, we say thank you very much. We're glad you were able to call in, and if you haven't yet, please do so right now. Again, when you call, we'll ask you to give your name and address and phone number and the amount that you'd like to pledge and how you'd like to pay for it. Also, don't forget about our matching gift companies. If you or your spouse, or if you are a retiree of a company that is part of our matching gift program, that means that they will double and sometimes triple the amount, either match, double, or triple the amount that you pledge. So we encourage you to check with your Human Resource Department about that. 774-8300 or 1-800-424-9494. Once you make that call, join the about 22,000 families across West Michigan who are now members of WGVU, WGVK TV. Thank you very much for your support of channels 35 and 52.
Program support is provided by TNT Holland Motor Express. TNT Holland Motor Express, providing dependable freight service for West Michigan and the central United States for more than 60 years, is pleased to support WGVU, WGVK.